episode 264 of Magic the Amateuring.
That's right. You're listening to a podcast for people returning to the game of Magic, new to the game of Magic, who want to improve their play, or who just want to get more involved in the Magic the Gathering community.
I'm one of your hosts, Maria.
I'm another one of your hosts, Floombert.
Floombert and Maria, the classic Magic the Amateuring hosts.
That's right. Floombert. Classic American name.
Yes, I was going to say, you know, what an American name.
It's true. I was named after a vacuum.
The Floombert vacuum?
The Floombert
model?
vacuum.
Oh, my mother used to vacuum with a Floombert.
Exactly. You know, gone are the days where there used to be Floombert salesmen going door to door. Selling their vacuums.
Do you have a Floombert in the house? Floombert?
A Floombert?
So are you kind of implying that your mother perhaps had a relationship with a Floombert salesman?
No, she was just looking for a way that when someone tried to sell her a vacuum, she could just be like, I already have one.
I already have a Floombert.
Exactly. But it was just a kid instead.
Welcome to today's episode, everybody. If anything seems slightly different to you, it's because, drum roll please, we are recording from our brand new office.
That's right. It is not entirely set up yet.
No.
By any stretch of the imagination.
No.
Because there are still several important bolts that we need to buy. Mostly important bolts that we need to purchase.
Wood, bolts.
Wood and bolts.
Wood, that's most of it.
It turns out bolts are a big part of moving.
Yeah. We found
they really secure a lot of things.
Multiple trips to various places to find what we didn't bring.
I've not been to the hardware store so many times in my adult life.
Agree.
I think I've been to to the hardware store or the Home Depot equivalent more times in the past month than I've been in the past 10 years.
Yes.
Honestly.
That is accurate.
It's something.
So while you may notice if you're watching the video version of this, behind us there is nothing except kind of this green wall. We've got some shelves over here.
Right.
It's only partially done, everybody. Don't freak out. Our lighting is also not done.
Yeah, if you're looking at this video and being like, wow, that's where they moved.
That's dramatic. Dramatic lighting. Don't worry, it is not done. Hopefully by next episode, it'll be a 100% ready to go.
Yeah.
We attempted today, but fell short.
Like we said, bolts.
Not enough bolts.
We were so many bolts short.
We were 4 bolts short of a toolbox.
Of a toolbox.
I think is the saying.
Which is, classic saying.
But regardless, we are going to soldier on through this episode, and what an episode it is.
That's right. We're going to have our intro, which you're listening to now.
Wow, amazing.
I know.
Can you believe it?
Wow, big time. Then we're going to have a For the Noobs that's all about sideboarding. We've talked about it in the past, but we're going to touch on it again because it is ever complicated.
Oh, yeah.
It is something I have never felt like I've mastered.
And it's a huge level up moment as well.
Oh, it so is. Then we're going to talk about some news.
Yeah, we had a lot of Magic news this past week, including the banned and restricted update, which was a bombshell on the Magic community.
Plus a GP win this weekend.
Yeah.
Which, if you don't know what it was already, wow, will you not see it coming?
You won't, but you might see it coming by my delicious cackling that you just heard in the background. We're also going to talk about Modern. Yeah. Speaking of that GP, Megan did the Team Modern Super League as well as GP Toronto. So a lot of stuff going on in Modern, and especially with the banned and restricted update, some shakeups going to be happening in that format for sure. Big old party. But before we do any of that, we just want to update you that this is our Patreon pledge drive month.
That's right.
Woo!
During this month, you can call 612-FOSSILS with a Z, and leave us a message about why you support the podcast, why you listen. In fact,
we've got
one right now.
Let's take a listen.
Hey, Megan and Maria. It's Eric from Portland, Oregon. Hey, I just wanted to let you know that I am so appreciative of all of the effort, your hard work, and particularly the amount of passion you put into each and every one of your episodes. Honestly, I have yet to see a better podcast about medical know-how out there. So thank you so much. Keep up the great work. All right, bye.
So if you have any similar feelings in your heart for the show, please give us a call at 612-FOSSILS and let us know.
It's real. It is a real number, everybody. We could tell you the actual digits, but 612-FOSSILS is just so much better.
Really the best way that we could possibly say it.
Last episode, we let you know that we switched over to monthly. So if you have not updated your pledge on patreon.com/MTAcast, please take a minute to do so. It literally only does take a minute. You just click at the upper right-hand corner of your screen and say My Pledges, and you update from there on your phone. It's the same thing right in the upper right-hand corner, and boom, you're done. We are only about 60% of the way to where we were before we switched to monthly. So we really do need your help, and that means going in and updating your pledge.
That's right. Of all the things that you could do today, it is one of the easiest.
That is accurate. That is accurate.
Very easiest. Does your car need an oil change? It's easier than that.
Does your baby need its diaper changed?
Easier than that.
Do you need to drink some milk?
Easier than that. Because you know what? For milk, you have to go to your refrigerator and to a cabinet for a glass. You need so many things. A glass, your mouth.
Make sure it's not spoiled.
Yeah, the milk, the refrigerator.
Yep.
To update your pledge on Patreon or to make a brand new pledge on Patreon.
We've had some wonderful new pledges. Thank you to everybody who's joined the family in this Patreon pledge drive month. It's wonderful to see those new people popping up and joining the Less Than 1% Club.
All you need for that is your computer and your hand.
Boop, 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 boop. That's me clicking a mouse.
See, that's so easy.
That was so easy. Because, you know, you listen to us every week and you're like, this is a show that I've come to, you know, kind of depend on as part of my life, my weekly magic life. But the truth is that we depend on you, too, to be able to do what we do. So please, in our Patreon Pledge Drive month, go over and become a new member or update your pledge to keep this boat in the water from our stunning new office, which we posted some photos on Patreon. Yeah. You've got to check them out. This place is so cool, and we're going to continue to post more photos because
once we get some of our sweet magic art up, it's great.
Yeah. So thank you everybody for joining and for updating. If you haven't, do it actually right now. Pause the podcast. It's fine.
Pause.
Big thank you, of course, to cardkingdom.com/MTAcast. Put that link into your browser window if you need to buy any cards. If you're like, this new modern changes, standards all new. What am I going to do? I'll tell you what you're going to do. Card Kingdom.
Do you know what? And Standard is all new. We're not talking about it this week because Modern's kind of been the flavor of the past couple of weeks for us.
Yeah.
With the Pro Tour and with the Modern Super League.
Ice cream parlor. It's just like, one scoop of Modern, please.
Modern? Thank you. In a cone.
Oh, definitely in a cone.
And so, but Standard is also shaken up right now. And we'll touch on it in the very near future. So if you're like, I need to get out there.
Oh, absolutely.
I need to play that because there is so much going on. cardkingdom.com.
It's time for the noobs on sideboarding. But before we do, I just want to point out, I noticed that what I'm drinking here on this podcast, which is a sugar-free Red Bull, and Megan is drinking the opposite drink, which is kombucha.
It really is the opposite drink. Also, I was like very suspicious when I got it. I don't actually drink much kombucha, but like when I go grocery shopping once every couple of weeks, because I dislike it.
Oh, it's horrible.
Anyways, when I go, I'll usually just like grab one or two. And I was very suspicious because it's lavender melon and it was on sale. So I was like, do you know what? I'll try it. Actually, very good.
Like a watermelon fell in a bathtub?
Yeah, that is how I would describe how it tastes, but in a nice way.
I do like the lemon kombuchas.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Anyway, speaking of kombucha, sideboarding.
The kombucha, the sideboard for your stomach.
So, Megan, why did you want to talk about sideboarding this week?
Well, that's because, as you all maybe know, I've been playing in the Team Modern Super League, and we've been prepping with my team for a long time, which is Sam Eilenfeld of the Pirate Boys, and Emma Handy of Star City Games. And so we've been prepping. We finally played our last match last week. But when I was getting ready, Emma and I would play matches together where I would be playing and I would screen share with her on Skype.
Yeah.
And we would talk through the different matches because she's a lot more experienced with a lot of the decks. And as we're like sideboarding, I think once for Grishel brand, and I forget what deck we're playing against. I forget. I think it might have been like a red, black, hollow one or something like that. And I'm like looking at what I want to bring in against it.
You're playing.
And I'm playing Grishel brand.
Okay.
And I'm just like kind of like clicking through these cards and being like, oh, this. And she stops me and she's like, okay, well, like when you're sideboarding, you need to think about, am I sideboarding against their main deck or am I sideboarding for their sideboard cards? Because you're going to sideboard against someone's main deck when what they're doing is more powerful than what you're doing.
Right.
So like something like Griselbrand, like that doesn't happen a ton because what you're doing is fairly powerful.
Yeah, you're winning on turn 2 is what you're doing.
Exactly. Some of the time what you're doing is winning on turn 2. And what they're like, so you're going to sideboard for their sideboard, which is going to be a bunch of graveyard hate. And I was just like, right. So if you look at it in the case of like something else like Bogles and Griselbrand, right? Bogles, what you're doing when you sideboard against them is you're sideboarding for their main deck.
Yes.
You're going to bring in that graveyard hate to try and get stuff out of their graveyard because what you're doing is less powerful.
Right.
And it was just like this moment of, I was just like, Emma Handy is a genius. And like already known, right? She's like a very, very good player.
Well-known genius, Emma Handy.
Yeah, well-known genius. And like writes great articles on SCG. If you've never read them, go check them out. They're great. And I was just like, no one has ever just like sat down and told me that in a way that was so, it makes so much sense. It was so easily comprehensible and it's so easily applicable, I think.
Oh, absolutely.
Is to just like look at my deck side by side against what my opponent is doing and say, okay, is what they're doing more powerful? Yes. Okay, then I'm going to bring in cards against their main deck.
But if the answer is no?
No, then I'm going to think, what are they going to do against me? Like, what are they going to try and do to make it so that I can't win this game? And then I'm going to bring in cards that will like help, knock that off course.
Yeah.
It was just a moment where I was just like, holy buckets.
Yeah.
Holy freaking buckets.
And you know what? You've got to play a certain amount of Modern to know the answers to these questions. But once you're at that level, I think this is another really big step forward into thinking about what are they going to sideboard against me? Should I be more worried about that? Or should I be more worried about their main game plan in the instance of Affinity, for example, which you always sideboard against their main deck versus Affinity when you're playing, for example, Bogles, which by bringing in Stony Silence, that kind of thing.
Because a lot of the time, like what Affinity is doing is just super powerful.
Right.
So you're just like, oh boy, I can't, I need to handle this. What they're gonna do.
Right.
So anyways, that's like my update on like sideboarding theory.
That's great.
Which is just so, I was like, I wish that someone had told me that 5 years ago.
Well, if you're just starting to play Modern,
oh boy,
you're 5 years ahead of where Megan was.
Yeah, exactly. Right?
Yeah, that's really good info. So Team Modern Super League, we're going to talk about it a little bit later on in the show when we are in our Modern section.
We can touch again even on this very subject.
Yes.
We talk about sideboarding in the Team Modern Super League.
Because stay tuned because it was a kick-ass show.
It was a lot of fun.
If I may say so myself. And
I had a great time.
You can go back and watch it and watch you guys coming up once again. But I'll stop myself because that's for a few minutes from now.
Extra, read all about it. Oh. Ladies and gents, old-timey newscaster's got some news for you.
Old-timey newscaster? I'll pay 25 cents for that, Pape. What's going on?
Well, guess what? There's been a new banned and restricted announcement. It's right here, right under the big words that say extra on my newspaper.
Wow, what else is going on in Magic?
Well, besides that banned and restricted announcement, there's also gonna be some new news about Arena inside these here pages.
Wow, I better turn to the funny pages because I want to read the comics first. No offense.
What? Do you put funny pages in like the extras?
Yeah.
It's just like, here's urgent news. Also, Garfield.
Also, more Garfield.
Also, an extra Garfield.
You know, if it was bad news, having that additional Garfield cartoon, I feel would, help like a spoonful of sugar, as they say.
Yeah. Now I'm going to go and do a cartoon series called Spoonful of Sugar.
Fabulous.
I can't believe that hasn't been taken already.
Me either, actually.
So, anyways, Maria.
Yes.
Banned and restricted.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so banned and restricted announcement came out yesterday, if you're listening to this podcast on the day it's released. And
we all woke up to it.
We woke up to it. I reached for my phone. I knew what I was looking for. And boom, it was the first tweet that I saw.
Of course, because how could you not tweet about this?
All right, here it is. Ready?
The prayers of blue players have been answered.
Everywhere.
They have been throwing their hands to the heavens.
Yes.
Or lifting them up as foretold. Or throwing jugs of glowing blue light as encrypted command. Trying to get this to come to vials. No, it's like a jug. It's like a jug of blue light.
It's a jug.
It's a jug of blue light.
Jase the Mind Sculptor is unbanned in Modern.
That is right. The Menace.
Jase the Menace is back to Menace again.
Yes, that's right. Jase the Menace is also my new update to Dennis the Menace.
Wow, you are really going to make it in a lot of newspapers.
You can find it right under Spoonful of Sugar. Jase the Menace.
Okay, somebody out there, please make us a Jase the Menace cartoon strip, please.
Oh, please.
It'll be so easy. You just slot it in. Anyway. Oh, no, you're brainstorming again.
No.
Okay, so Jase was banned.
Yes.
Because he's insane.
He's a very good planeswalker.
It's a very good card.
It's a quality card.
Yeah.
It does quite a bit.
It's got 4 modes.
It's got 4 modes.
Oof.
So the first one is you can tick him up to look at anyone's top card and potentially put it in their on the bottom of their deck or on top.
I call that taking a peek.
Yeah. Peeking.
If I had to.
And it can be you or it can be your opponent.
Yes, it can
you
be
can
either.
zero it to brainstorm. Literally like casting
Just
the card
cast
brainstorm. Where you take 3 cards and then you draw 3 cards and you put 2 cards
back
from your hand back. Not even of the 3 that you looked at.
No, it doesn't matter.
2 cards from your hand.
Boop, put them back.
From your hand. Oh my.
Can -2 this Jase.
Yeah.
To bounce a creature.
Ooh. Wow.
Brutal. Can't bounce my Bogles.
You can ultimate it to win the game.
Yeah. That's basically what it says.
You can ultimate this Jase to win the game.
So this Jase was super, super powerful in a ton of decks. Got banned.
Yeah.
Too good for Modern. Guess what? He's back.
They've said, you know what? We think that the power level of Modern has shifted such that there's the potential that this is no longer an overpowered card.
And it's not played in any of the current top 5 decks in Modern.
Yeah.
Was part of the reasoning that Wizards of the Coast put forward.
Like they looked at the decks and they said people wouldn't put it in these.
Right. So for example, humans, you're not going to play Jase.
That's true.
You're just not going to do it.
What else?
What else was the top ones? I'm trying to think now. You're not going to play it in Lantern Control.
No.
Was it Affinity? Might have been.
Yeah, you're not going to put it in Affinity.
No. So
what do you think you're doing?
I mean, I guess they just thought like, hey, none of the top quote unquote decks are playing it, so maybe it's safe to put it back in. I think they're testing the waters.
Maybe it will help some other decks that aren't in the top 5 climb the ranks a little bit.
Right.
Blue-white control has already been trying to be a thing for a while now.
Oh yeah, that's already a good deck.
Oops, all Gideons, as people have said.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean it is already a good deck. It is. It's very good. And now you get to add this 4-mana Planeswalker to it.
You know,
which could potentially really do some stuff.
Oh, it's going to be great.
Yeah.
Mono Blue Living End is a deck that is kind of one of the new hotnesses. And with Jase helping this deck out, you're going to be able to find your As Foretold that you so desperately need and the rest of your combo pieces.
Yeah.
I think that deck's going to get stronger. Geez, I don't even know what else is going to play this, but
I mean, there's a lot of possibility. There's like a lot of Jeskai control decks going around. Yeah, like basically I think a lot of flavors of control that are going to be.
If it controls in the name, you want this Jase probably.
Looking at it.
But Jase wasn't the only card to come back into our loving arms.
Well, also, so wait, before we move off of Jase.
Yes.
Some people have even been saying already, the skeptics out there have said, is this Jase even better than Cryptic Command though?
Oh.
If you're playing control. Like Cryptic Command does some really good work.
But don't you want quote unquote 8 Cryptic Commands?
I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Like, do you know what? You can't target with a Snapcaster Mage, a Jase the Mind Sculptor.
That's true.
And you can only have so much 4-mana stuff. So I think there's also some people who are obviously very excited.
Yeah.
And there's some people who are already kind of the skeptics and being like,
don't even want it.
Dude, my deck is too good for Jase the Mind Sculptor.
Maybe I'll put 2 in. Who cares? Who cares? Jase, though, of course, shooting up in price. Instantly. It was like not that much yesterday. And then today,
quite a bit more.
Sayonara checkbook. But we'll see what happens with that.
Absolutely.
So Megan, what else got the unban hammer?
That's right, Bloodbraid Elf.
Bloodbraid Elf, welcome back.
Elf. Maria, this was a card that was banned in our Magic lifetimes.
Yes, it was.
And now here we see it coming back out. I think potentially because they were looking at the, like you said, the hot decks of the moment.
Yep.
And saying, hey, Jund, which was once kind of a menace of Modern, isn't really that anymore.
No, I don't know I'm like, who plays Jund? I don't even know anybody who plays Jund anymore.
Yeah. I mean, there are people out there who hold on to it.
Like Reed Duke will certainly be playing Jund again, I think.
Yeah, that makes quite a bit of sense.
Back in the Jund life to Jund him out. Bloodbraid Elf, if you don't know, costs 4 mana, 2 in red and green. And when you play it, it has Cascade. And so you reveal cards off the top of your library until you hit one with a converted mana cost lower than Bloodbraid Elf's converted mana cost. So in a Jund deck, this can mean stuff like Liliana of the Veil. And you get to put into play for free.
Like Liliana, people are saying, or like Kolagon's Command.
Kolagon's Command?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's dirty.
Pretty
Abrupt
good.
Decay.
Abrupt Decay, pretty good.
You can hit off that. You can play your
like
Tarmogoyf.
Tarmogoyf, for sure.
So this is just value. It's a value train, and
it has haste. It's a 3/2 with haste already.
With haste, yeah.
BT dubs.
Wow.
So, Grim Flayers now, which hang around those Jund decks.
Yeah, the Jund is going to be a deck again, man.
Hanging around the Jund deck.
If there ever was a creature that was just hanging around, like creepily leading up against the corner of a dumpster, it's Grim Flayers.
What you doing over here?
I'm just digging through this dumpster looking for some half drink cans of Diet Coke.
I just came to see what the Jund kids are up to.
Grim Flayer, get out of here. You're not cool enough to hang with us Jund boys.
I'm a 4/4 for 2 sometimes.
Get in the gang. You're in the gang.
Thanks. Look, that's what you have to do to be in the Jund gang. You have to be a 4/4 for 2.
They don't look at you if you're not really a 4/4.
If at least, that's like the baseline. That's the beginning where you can start to be considered for the Jund gang.
Yeah.
But anything less than that, and they're just like, get out of here.
Tarmogoyf's like,
I've got potential.
All right, you'll probably be big enough someday. Get in the Jund gang.
All right.
Yeah.
The Jund
A lot of people have mixed feelings about this BNR announcement because everyone was, seemed consensus that Modern was a very healthy, good format.
Yeah, people have certainly been saying that in the last few weeks of just it just feels like it's in a great place. Like the deck diversity is very high.
Modern's in a great place right now. Just in a really great place.
They dealt with that difficult breakup.
Yeah.
But I think that they've really found some renewed purpose.
Yes. Recently got promoted.
Yeah, exactly.
Job.
Bought a house.
I have a house now.
Really doing just so good.
I planted a rose bush.
And I started taking pottery.
Oh, that's so great.
Yeah, it really has some nice natural skill.
And that is where Modern was.
That's where Modern was.
So,
and now we're throwing in something new into Modern.
Why mess with a good thing? I don't know. Make it even a better thing.
I think that's kind of their thought. It's just what if? I mean, it's definitely kind of a high risk, high reward proposition. I think.
Yeah.
Of just hey, we could just hands off this and say it's in a good spot right now. Let's not do anything.
Yeah.
Or we could look at it and say, hey, what?
Maybe we can get these cards. We made these cards. Might as well try and hope that they can try it.
Exactly.
Game.
What if they're able to do it? What if they're able to go the distance?
Steve Argyle.
Like Hercules.
Steve Argyle, who did the art on Bloodbraid Elf, by the way, tweeted this morning that he was very excited that his art would be back and legally playable once again. So I think that's a kind of cool little side effect of these unbannings as well.
Yeah,
for these artists. But yeah, I'm excited to see what happens because, geez, brave new world out there.
Yeah. Do you know what I really hope for?
What
is that? Do you know what? Look, I understand that Bloodbraid Elf being around more makes it that goes in some decks that sometimes we'll play some Thoughtseizes and some Inquisitions.
Oh, I see what you're going to say.
But it might also, who knows? If you're trying to play a Death Shadow and you're dealing yourself all this damage and then someone plays a hasty little Bloodbraid Elf and gets in there and hits a Kolagon's Command and all of a sudden hits you for 5 out of nowhere, that's not something that's easy to take for those decks. So if at the end of the day I see less Grixis Death Shadow as a result of this,
that's a good point.
I would be all right with that.
And you know who else can hit Jase Mind Sculptor? Bloodbraid Elf.
What? No. It's 4.
Is he?
Wait, yeah. Wait, no, I get what you mean. Hit it.
Yeah.
Punch it on the battlefield.
Punch that Jase.
Punch it on the battlefield. I thought you meant hit it off Cascade. I was that would be.
No.
Now that deck sounds nuts.
No, that would be insane. All right, so that's not the only piece of news. The other piece of news is kind of a small piece of news that might have escaped you.
But But
what?
Super exciting.
Oh yes, no, it's not actually small. I mean, what do I mean?
It is like a tiny little tidbit. It's just like a little. Back in my day, we would say that it was like you're panning for gold and maybe you found some gold flakes in the river. Did you harvest yourself a gold nugget? Nah, you sure didn't. But do you know what? You sure did find something that's going to be worth something someday.
That's right, you sure did. And you know what that is? Is that arena. We have it from the mouth of Mr. Wizards himself, Chris Cox, the CEO.
Oh, I thought we were just going to have a new someone called Mr. Wizards.
Mr. Wizards himself.
Mr. Wizards.
He passed down the company of Wizards of the Coast for many generations.
Mr. Wizards.
Mr. Wizards said it will be available on launch on Mac.
Wow.
Yes!
I'm going to be able to open up my freaking laptop computer and play myself some arena.
I won't have to boot up Parallels. Oh, this is amazing.
It's so good. It's so good.
This is through
and so bad.
Yes, accurate. Hipsters of the Coast did an interview with Chris Cox. If you want to read this interview, it's on their website, hipstersofthecoast.com. And they asked him a bunch of questions, and this is one of them. And he said, either during late phase of the beta or when around the time of launch, we are going to be available on Mac and other platforms. Thank the magic gods.
Thank them.
This is such an important move.
Yes.
You need to be able to play Arena on all of these devices. You need to be able to play it on your Mac. You need to be able to play it on your phone. These things need to be able to happen. IOP. IOO.
What
are you trying to say?
I was trying to say IMO, like in my opinion, but in our opinion.
Oh yeah, IOO.
Ooh. Ew. It needs to be available.
Yes.
As many digital ways as you could possibly access it.
I mean, if you could imprint it in my hand skin and I could play it on my own hand.
That is some dystopian.
That would be. That would be ideal for me.
That's some dystopian nightmare fodder.
Horrifying.
Yep. Hundreds of years in the future, when our society has crumbled, they'll wonder what happened, and they'll unearth this footage and look at your suggestion of embedding a digital game into your hand, and they'll be like, "This was it.
It's gonna happen, Megan.
This was it." Hit that pause button. Yep.
Wow, Megan is a dog DJ. Wicka wicka yip yip yip. Bark bark bark. Woof woof.
Hey everyone, it's me, the dog DJ.
I would go to that club. DJ Dog.
If there's a dog DJing, I would 100% go to that.
Literally a dog.
Yeah.
And the buttons would have to be real big, but they'd have like treats on them, so he could
can push the buttons,
scratch. And of course, favorite song.
Do you know what is almost as good as a dog DJ?
What, Megan?
Ultra Pro. Ultra Pro is the sweetest when it comes to sleeves and deck boxes and playmats. They've got all of the hottest magic art going on them. They've got giant stuffed D20s like this one right here. Out. We are holding a giant D20.
You can have this in your life.
It's literally the size of my head.
Cradle it as you sleep and you have wonderful dreams of rolling a 20 and you get to be
These
on
are
the play.
The same size, right? Me and this in my head.
That's bigger than your head, Megan.
Right? Well, if you're looking for a stuffed die bigger than your head, ultrapro.com.
And you know, the thing is, we were playing this modern event and I double sleeved my Bogles, which I should have done long ago because they're completely tricked out foil. Yeah. Japanese foils,
even though it makes it really hard to shuffle.
It's super hard. I already can't shuffle 60 cards. But my deck box became too small once I double sleeved it. Yeah. And so I was like, you know what I've got to do? I've got to find a new Ultra Pro deck box that will be able to hold my deck. So this might happen to you. And the best answer is, of course, ultrapro.com for all your awesome magic swag and all the things that make magic even more awesome than it already is.
Or if you're like, I want to support both of the amazing sponsors of MTA, you can head over to Card Kingdom and pick up some sweet Ultra Pro stuff there.
Boom, 2 birds.
All in one order. Cards and stuff to put your cards in. Cards into sleeves, sleeves into deck box.
Here we go.
To backpack. You know what I'm getting at.
It's time to talk modern.
Extra, read all about it.
No, old-timey newscaster. This is modern news, not old-timey news.
Oh, okay.
It's all right. soon enough, we'll need your newspapers. When I'm toilet training my dog. Anyway, Modern, everybody. It happened.
That's right.
Been happening.
There was Grand Prix Toronto this past weekend.
Yes.
And do you know what? Once again, top 8.
Great.
8 different decks.
7 different decks.
7 different decks.
2 burns.
2 burns.
But
okay, fine.
This is incredible. What an amazing thing to see.
Yeah.
This diversity in the top 8. And some unusual stuff. Griselbrand that we mentioned at the top of the show in the top 8.
Amazing.
Jonathan Zhang playing Griselbrand, which is really cool to see. John Stern, who wound up in second, playing Burn.
With, let's talk about the sideboard real quick.
Sure.
3 ensnaring bridge in the sideboard.
Yes. That was insane.
Brilliant. It's genius.
Oh, it's so smart.
In some ways, because you think like some decks that it's so hard to beat.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, you can just be like, but what if their creatures can't attack me?
Oh, well, then I'm going to beat them very easily.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Burn, very good at emptying its hand because all of its spells cost literally nothing.
Yeah. It's just
or
like,
next to nothing.
Or next to nothing. And it's just like, okay. And usually by the time you're getting that down, like even if you started off with Goblin Guides or Swift Spears, like maybe you're thinking there is some downside, right?
Sure.
Like,
you
might
have
end up
creatures.
you have creatures that you want to have attack. But usually by the time you're on like turn 3, like eventually your creatures
are outclassed.
Exactly. They end up being outclassed. Maybe they meet their unfortunate ends at the on some cliff sides, being fatally pushed over them, or being struck by lightning,
or being exiled.
Exactly. So there's still some value to them.
No, I love this sideboard choice by John Stern.
So cool.
He played it in the finals, by the way. He made it all the way to the finals, and he played it, and it looked fantastic. It didn't quite work out for him, but
the entire time. Well, it did help him win a game, though.
Yes, it did.
That otherwise, it's like
he would have lost.
Yep. Which is cool.
Just Sky Control made an appearance. In this top 8 as well from Luke Purcell.
Yeah, like we were talking about, a potential target for that Jase the Mind Sculptor.
Absolutely.
Just be like, buddy, hop on in here.
We had elves in the top 8, Megan.
Yes,
that's awesome.
Hello, friends.
There they are.
Yep, this is the green-white version with the Vizier of Remedies and Devoted Druid combo.
Cool.
As well as a Selfless Spirit in the main, which I am a very big fan of.
That seems like a good idea.
Because it's just, sweepers are so difficult for you.
We had Affinity in the top 8. And then we had another copy of Burn and Traverse Shadow, which we saw at the Pro Tour, which is pretty cool. And then, Megan, the deck that won it all.
The deck that took it all down.
Bogles.
Bogles, Maria. Bogles.
My little deck.
Bogles.
It got there, y'all. Piloted by Dan Ward, who is a noted Boggles player. And I couldn't.
This is the Spirit Dancer version. 4-core Spirit
happier.
Dancer. Nice.
Yes, 4-core Spirit Dancer in this version, and notably
main deck Leyline of Sanctity.
The main deck Leyline of Sanctity.
Yeah.
So this was a choice I made last year at Vegas to put Leylines in my main deck, and turns out I was very smart. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. A lot of decks are trying to attack your hand or burn your face. For example, here with the 2 burn decks in the top 8. So very, very smart move here by Dennis Ward to bring them in. 2 copies of Griff's Boon, which is a little different. Some decks will only run 1. And so that's kind of a cool thing to see. And that's basically all she wrote. Boggles a very straightforward deck.
Yeah.
The sideboard is...
Some hexproofers, some things to slap on them.
Yeah, exactly. This one has one of Dramoka's Command, which I think is kind of
nice,
spicy in the sideboard.
That's pretty sweet.
2 Seal of Primordium.
Nice.
Which is always a choice. You have to, with your enchantment or artifact removal, what you're going to choose in this kind of deck, which is kind of cool. Earthsworn Canonist, this time to help you deal with a combo. Aethersworn, excuse me.
Yeah.
1 Spirit Link. That's interesting. So congrats to the old Boggy boys. They finally grew up. They put their big boy pants on it, and they did it. They did it, Megan. There. I couldn't believe it. People were texting me like, turn it on. Boggles is in the top 8. Boggles is in the finals. They're doing it. And I was so excited because a lot of people hate this deck. I 100% honesty, love this deck. It's very silly. You just got slippery little Boggles and you're putting little hats on them. But that just brings joy to my cold, dead heart. So thank you, Bogles, for making your place known in the Magic world and giving yourself some, you know, they got cred now.
Yeah.
They did have cred. Reed Duke played them at the World Championship. But here they go, winning a GP. So
real legit.
I'm super happy to see this, and hopefully other people will feel the joy of Bogles in their life. As well, if they're getting into modern.
You know, I have to say, so I practiced a lot of Bogles because it ended up being one of the 6 lists that we submitted for the Team Modern Super League. And I was just killing it.
You were. You're like 4-1.
I 4-1. Every time that I played it in a league, it was 4-1. And it's like, it's so good against the decks that it's good against.
Oh, yeah.
Which is why we ended up picking it for our 6. We're just like, what if we just want something that just like completely hammers fairish creature decks.
Yes.
And it does that. It just takes them to task. Like things like Merfolk, Affinity, Dredge. It's just... This is brutal.
It's super brutal for those decks. And humans are a huge deck right now.
Humans. Oh, God, it's so good against humans. And it feels so good to just be like, you cannot attack through this first striking, lifelinking 9/7 vigilance.
And look at this. No humans in this top 8.
Yeah.
By the way. So people were on guard against humans this weekend, I think.
I think so, for sure.
Good choice for this tournament.
It was a great choice. And it is, I mean, I've got to admit, it's a super fun deck to play.
It really is.
It just feels so silly. It's
you know, there's got to be, I feel very strongly that there needs to be a place in competitive Magic environments for decks that are a little more on the fun side. And we can't have a squirrel deck. That's not something that you can have in Modern or whatever. We can't have a deck of frogs or, you know, name something silly here. We don't have like a horse deck or a cat deck. These things I think are really good for getting new players into the game and wanting to play because they're easy to attach onto and they're just fun. What you're doing is still playing at a competitive level, but you're doing it in kind of silly, fun ways. And I'm an advocate for more of this in Magic. Taking note, Wizards, but this is what we've got here, the Boggy Boys. So
pretty neat.
I really love somebody shared a meme with me this morning that was like Affinity, Burn, Grishelbrand. Like, who would win? All of these on one side, on the other side, one slippery boy. Yes. Oh, God, I love it. But Megan, tell me more about your forays into Modern.
One slippery boy.
Just one slippery boy.
One slippery boy.
You, at the Team Modern Super League, we alluded to this at the beginning of the program.
Yes, that is correct. So our team played our first match in the league this past week on Tuesday, and we played against just the international superstar.
Oh, yeah.
They call themselves the International Alliance. They could call their team the International Superstars, and it would be legit because it's Raph Levy, Hall of Fame, Patrick Dickman, great player, Li Shitian, great player.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I've been looking up to Li Shitian like as long as I've known that Modern was a thing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Just some incredible Modern players specifically.
Yes, Patrick Dickman, known for Affinity.
Yeah.
Like,
and watching him play, like I got to watch him play the deck in the Super League because I didn't play against him until the third round, like 3 rounds in, I think. Anyways, and just like watching him, it is kind of an art. It's just like, it's really incredible. But I did get to stomp. I did get to stomp that Affinity deck. So round 1 we played, we put up Burn, Sam piloted Burn against Black Red Hollow One.
Yes.
Which I thought I was gonna pass out from how nervous I was.
Oh yeah, it was great though.
It was great. It was so tense. It was a nail biter the entire time. I was just passing out from nervousness.
Sam managed to get it done.
He really did.
Burn over Hollow One.
Pretty sweet. And then he went up against Affinity. Affinity took down Burn, unfortunately. And then also took down Infect from us, which Emma played. And then I took Titan Shift up against it, which I think is generally a favorable matchup. And I told you before this that like one of my nightmares was that I would play a favorable matchup for me. Because even if you think about favorable matchups, if you're like it's 60-40, which I don't even think that it's that good actually. But if in theory, if it's 60-40, even if it's like 70-30, right? You're playing something that just crushes, like the Bogles Humans or something like that. Sure. There's still that 30%.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
It's not a 100% win rate. And a lot of the time you're experiencing that 70% win.
Yeah.
And I was just like, my fear is that I will get up there and I will experience the 30% loss, right? And it will be like
And
just like deeply embarrassing. And I will like feel like I let all these other people down.
You had to win 2 games.
Yeah. I had to win 3 matches to end the thing.
Right. 3 matches to end it.
And we still had 1 to give at that point. So I got in there and I ended up taking it down, taking down Affinity. And then they played Dredge.
Yeah.
And I will admit that in the Dredge match, I top decked like a
I think the words you used were garbage monster.
Garbage monster, which implies that it was bad. But I top decked like the luckiest garbage monster on the face of the planet. Like there was one point in game 3 where I was like
so sick.
I was like almost dead.
Yeah.
But I had like an explore and a cycling land in hand, and I was just like, well, you know, like I've got some draws in this, so I like explore and just like draw Anger of the Gods off of it.
Oh my god!
It was beautiful.
Nice.
It was really. It was a very good top deck. It was a very good top deck. Yeah, and then like I played versus humans, and it stumbled a little bit. And then I also beat humans.
There we go.
It was, I don't even know how to say it. Because I feel like I've talked about it before where I just have like a lot of a narrative in my head when I play Magic where like I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough to like have strong opinions. Like I don't trust my opinions. I don't believe that I should voice them a lot of the time. And it's just like, it's so nice to like have this voice in your head that's like, boo you.
Yeah.
And then just have a result that you can be like, go to heck.
You know what, voice? You can go to big time heck.
You can go to big time heck, buddy. You can go to big time heck. Yeah. Just because I feel like that's like, it was something very new for me to experience in Magic where it was like, wow, I got in there and I won some games.
Against some very good players.
Against some very good players. And it's pretty neat. Like, and like while it's like broadcast and everything.
Yeah.
So.
And chat was 100% going nuts for you guys. You know, they love the underdogs.
Yeah, we were definitely the underdogs. If like you look at that list of players. So looking at what we submitted, like I said, we submitted Bogles.
And they banned it.
And do you know what? We suspected it because they submitted a lot of the decks. They submitted Dredge, Affinity, humans. Like the stuff that it's so good against. And we looked at their deck list and we're like, oh my goodness, are they going to ban Bogles?
And they did.
And then they did. Like you have to, you know, in some scenarios, like we said, we put it in to try and crush fair creature decks, and you got to respect that.
Yeah.
Because they do it. If you give them the opportunity, they get in there and they just get the job done.
If you have not seen these matches, I highly recommend you go and watch these videos on YouTube. They're available now, I believe. And you can see Megan take down some pros like a champ.
Obviously, Sam is a delight. You all know him.
Oh, yeah.
Sam Islandfell. And then Emma is like wonderful.
Crushing that commentary.
She's so good at it. She has she has a delightfully dry sense of humor.
It's great.
That's a lot of fun to listen to as you're watching some games of Magic.
So as the victors, what's next for you?
So we play again in March.
Okay.
And we're gonna put together a roster of 6 decks again. My vote will be that we definitely include Bogles again, just because I want to get in there and play it.
Get in there, buddies.
We'll see. But then besides that, we're definitely gonna switch it up a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. Who knows what? I've been playing some Dredge on Magic Online.
Ooh.
It is a really fun deck to play.
It is a very cool deck.
Yeah. I really enjoy it.
Magic on a different axis. Using your graveyard is basically your library.
So cool. Do you know what's amazing about it is that you don't cast a lot of spells.
No.
What you do is you like play a lot of lands, and instead of drawing cards, you put cards from your graveyard into your hand and then put more cards from your library into your graveyard.
Amazing.
It's like it feels like playing a different game. It's a lot of fun.
And if you want to watch other people in the Team Modern Super League, you can tonight.
Yeah,
on
absolutely.
Twitch.
And highly recommend it. It was so much fun last week. I think it's going to be so much fun going forward. There's like some great players. There's going to be some wild decks.
Yeah.
I know that there's like the Brewers deck.
The Brewers are playing.
Yes. And
not the Milwaukee Brewers.
The Milwaukee Brewers.
That would be weird.
Specifically, they're baseball, right?
Yes.
Okay. Not the baseball team, the Milwaukee Brewers, but Corbin Hosler, Saffron Olive, and Todd Stevens.
Brewing up some spicy brews.
Yeah.
And you get to, like, they were having people vote on what decks
like they
included.
submitted one each, and then they each had a vote for their, like, for the second deck.
I love it.
That you could go in and vote for.
I love it.
Which is pretty great.
Yeah. So check it out, twitch.tv/magic, Tuesday night. And the video's on demand on YouTube after the fact. Some really cool stuff.
A lot of fun. So now we're going to play a flavor text theater.
Yes.
I don't even know what to call this.
Oh man, I don't know either. We've called it Guess That Card. I feel like.
All right, let's go. Yeah, guess that card.
Guess that card.
All right, so we're each going to open up a booster here.
Yes.
And we're not going to look at the contents.
No. No.
Very importantly,
peeking.
we're each opening a booster of Ixalan.
Ixalan. So I'm not looking. I'm gonna have to discard that bottom one that I saw because I opened this incorrectly. But
I also
this is a flip card, so
this card.
I also know what this one is. Treasure Cove.
Oh man, look! I also have one.
Oh, do you?
Arguel's Bloodfest.
Ooh, nice.
All right. Those rares.
Those are rare. So what's gonna happen?
Which you can win.
Yes, you can.
Especially during this month of
The
Patreon
pledge drive.
All right.
So what's going to happen is I'm going to put this on my head, and Megan has one word to get me to guess what this card is.
Yeah.
One word, okay? And do you get the point if I guess it correctly, or do I get the point?
I think we're just going by like a total points. Like, what's the fewest number of words that we can use?
Okay.
It's like golf.
Sure.
I think
the fewest number of words for me to guess whatever this card is that I have currently on my forehead from Ixalan.
Oh man, I really do not know what to say for this.
Oh boy.
Okay. Let's see. Let me think about that.
And by the way,
Okay, wait. I'm gonna put one on my head so you can start thinking about it too.
So I can start thinking about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh man, this is hard because we're kind of in rivals mode. So hopefully I can remember the cards from Ixalan. What on earth am I gonna say for yours?
Okay, I've got one.
Okay, go ahead.
Essence.
Wow, Essence?
Yeah.
I wish Essence Scatter was in the set, but that would be a cheat.
That would also be cheating.
That would be a cheat. Essence. That would make me guess Hornswoggle from Rivals. But here, Essence, is it a green card? Exali's Diviner.
No.
Okay,
no.
Okay. Yours, I'm going to say, that's such a bad clue. Bash.
Swashbuckling.
Ooh, good guess.
Okay.
No.
All right. The next one is withdraw.
Oh no. I don't know. I really don't. Withdraw Essence?
Yeah, this is hard. This set is like, I forgot how much like a set is out of your brain once it's not the number one, like the very last thing that came out.
It is. Okay, so is this like Vraska's Contempt? No, that's a rare.
No.
Withdraw Essence. That's what it makes me think of.
Oh, you're so close.
Like
actually.
Essence Extraction. That was a card dealing two to something. God. Am I right though?
Oh my god.
I'm right,
yeah.
but I can't think of what the card is off the top of my head.
Okay, give me another clue.
Okay, your clue is pirate.
Pirate Bash.
Yeah.
Fiery Cannonade.
Oh, that's a great guess. Not right. All right, I'm calling it a day on mine. Dark Nourishment, yes.
Dark Nourishment. I told you, you were so close.
I was thinking of. That is the one I was thinking of.
Ooh, Headstrong Brute. Okay, yes,
Your classic pirate. You know what I mean?
Wow, we were better at this one. We had been drinking.
You know what? I feel like that does help.
That does help.
Okay. I've got one for you, Megan. Ready?
Yeah.
Explore. I'm just gonna say explore.
Merfolk Branchwalker.
Oh no. I think that's from the new set.
No, it's not.
Isn't it?
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yours is flying.
Oh, so this creature is flying.
Yeah, so we each just only gave each other a keyword.
Oh no.
Great.
Flying.
Yeah, flying.
Oof. My favorite flyer from this set was Sirens. No, the one that's the 2-3 with the 1-2 with Explore. That's my favorite flyer.
Yeah, it's not Siren.
Oh, it's not that one? Okay. No. Okay, so your clue was Explore, and now your clue is going to be Cape.
Cape?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I know.
Oh. Okay,
Give me one more.
Vampire.
Flying vampire. Oh, what? Now I'm going to mess up all my Sky Marchers. Sky March Bloodletter.
No.
Oh, dang it.
Wait, I'll give you one more. Little.
Exultant Sky Marcher?
No.
Which one is
Skyblade of Legion.
Oh, Skyblade of Legion. Okay.
Cape and Explore. Give me one more.
One more.
Yeah.
Bear.
Okay, so it's a 2-2 with Explore that's wearing a cape. Nope. Oh, Deshaun's Wayfinder. Do you know what? The problem is that I don't think I ever realized that was a cape.
You know, the thing is that is a quintessential Explorer card for me. Like that for me is
It's
like
so
the
true.
base Explorer.
I think you're right. Like, I think exactly the same.
Yeah.
It's just like a 2-2 for 3. Maybe it's a 3-3.
Okay.
I think you're right.
Let's do one more because we're just sucking
We're
at this.
we're really not good.
Okay, here we go. Ooh, one word. Ooh.
Okay, I'm gonna give you one word.
Okay.
Contraption.
Wow. Contraption. This isn't unstable. Contraption. What was that? Was there any kind of contraption-like thing on Ixalan? That compass, but that's a flip card. I have no idea.
When you see it, you're
just
gonna be like,
kick
oh
myself.
God, yeah.
Okay, yours, I'm gonna give you the keyword of. There's no way. Machete.
Machete? Pirate's Cutlass.
No, best guess.
Flying.
Okay, contraption flying. Oh, cobbled wings!
Yay!
Yes, okay, we got one. We got
Machete.
one. And then merfolk.
Merfolk with a machete?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Not really a machete, it's more of a long knife, but you know.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I can like picture it too. Mm-hmm. And I just can't think of what its name is. Oh God. Jungle Delver. Yep.
There it was.
Wow,
There it
we really sucked at that game.
We were so bad.
We were very bad.
But this game is a real fun game, by the way, to play with your friends.
Yeah,
if you're just hanging out and you've got a pack of Magic, and its rivals, because you'll have forgotten everything from Ixalan, turns out.
Yeah.
But
oh wow.
Ooh, there's a Field of Ruin in this pack, so we can add that.
There's a Kite Sail Freebooter over here.
So how are we going to pick winners?
Modern playable.
Again, by the way, for this, so the way that we're going to pick winners for cards from February, a Patreon pledge drive month,
yes,
is we are going to do a giveaway that is not going to be connected to whether or not you are a patron. So everybody can enter, open to all. And the way that you'll be able to do it is there'll be a link in the show notes of this episode. And then you can go there and either subscribe to us on YouTube, you can like us on Facebook, or follow us on Twitter. And the Facebook and Twitter are for additional entries to be able to win these cards this month. So open to everybody, but you get a solid chance, and we'll draw at the end of the month. So there's going to be a link to this contest, which closes at the end of February.
Yeah.
Or before our last episode is recorded, so the last Monday of February.
We're not just going to do one giveaway this month.
Okay.
Because it is Patreon pledge drive.
All right, sure.
We've also got some sweet swag that we've just got hanging around.
Oh my gosh, we have so much swag.
So you're not going in for just one giveaway.
Okay.
On future episodes, we will announce other things, like each separate item in our giveaways. So if you're like, oh man, there's only like one, and who knows how many people will enter? Guess what? We're not just gonna pick one winner.
No.
There's gonna be several. Who knows yet how many? Because it is Patreon pledge drive month.
Yeah, we've got to do
and that
some
means
sweet
it
giveaways.
is party time. It is Party Time USA.
Party Time USA. And you should check out our stream, by the way, twitch.tv/magicallyamateur. We can do some giveaways there as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So go follow us so you know when we stream. But yeah.
But if you are entering, please also consider becoming a patron.
Yes, please.
We know that not everyone can become a patron all the time.
Yeah.
And we definitely get messages sometimes of people who are like, hey, like I had to discontinue my my Patreon donation for right now because like my work status changed or like some stuff came up in my life. And we totally understand.
100%.
So think about it, like if you're able to contribute now, you're not doing it just so that you like because you appreciate the show, you're also giving other people the opportunity to listen, even if maybe they've got some stuff going on right now and they're not able to contribute. You're still making it possible for so many people who listen to MTA Cast to enjoy the show.
Absolutely. Well, human beings, that's this episode of Magic the Amateuring.
That's right. If you've been listening on your broadcast, cat, go ahead and give that cat a nice pat.
Yeah, that cat did some nice work for you, keeping our signal coming in clean and strong.
That's right. If you are listening on another broadcast animal, please let us know.
Yeah, we need to know.
With the hashtag, what's that broadcast?
Yeah, because some people might have a broadcast hamster. They might have a broadcast duck. Unknown.
I've heard that it's like broadcast hamsters, while they're great and they're like very portable, they can be like hard to kind of get like the tuning right, like get the signal coming in strong.
The ears is
so
hard.
So be patient with your broadcast. If you're using a broadcast hamster for portability, please use the hashtag hamster portability.
We can guarantee you'll be the only one.
Please tweet at us using the hashtag hamster portability. Honestly, even if you're not using a hamster, just tweet it at us.
Please use that hashtag.
Please use that hashtag.
And of course, remember to call 612-FOSSILS with a Z to leave us a little note as to why you support Magic the Amateuring on Patreon. Patrons, please update your pledge if you have not done so. It takes less than a minute. As we said earlier, one of the easiest things that you'll do all day and guarantees that this podcast will be here for you as early as next week. Patreon.com/MTAcast. This is our pledge drive month, so we are also welcoming all sorts of new people to the Magic the Amateuring family, and we've got some fun surprises and stuff for you this whole month to celebrate. Big thanks again, of course, to our sponsors Card Kingdom and Ultra Pro, and of course you for helping us maintain our lives here on Patreon Pledge Drive Month.